Today we saw the high clouds, nice and warm. Yeah, exactly.
So
that
transition
exactly
line.
that transition line.
Rained on.
Yeah, exactly. So typically with a warm front, you may see a drop in pressure. We asked Greg, but it's been pretty steady. He said sometimes, not always. Nice thing about weather is it's never really predictable, so it's kind of fun. So yeah, so probably we're here. What can we expect then for the next couple of days?
Well, if this is sort of what we're sort of dealing with here. So if we're at the leading edge of our front somewhere over here, we can expect that as time passes, that the cloud cover will eventually lower. We'll get less precipitation and warm air coming in to fill in, and reasonably good weather potentially.
Yeah, and then what happens after the warm front typically?
After the warm front passes?
Yeah.
Cold front.
Cold front.
Exactly, your cold front
we'll
moves in.
Thunderstorm or something.
Yeah. So then we'll get a thunderstorm, clear that up, and then once that cold front moves in, then we're basically back to zero. The jet stream will move things through and continue to cycle those highs and lows through, and we'll have, relatively unpredictable changes. There's a couple cool things that actually I just learned about not too long ago about the jet stream. So we've got our jet stream here, and we have the cold wind coming down here and the warmer air here, and it
Yeah, man, paddle, yeah, beautiful. Yoo-hoo. Nicely done, Steve.
Such, just like so, and if I'm traveling in this direction, I did say I was going to do this, so what I'm doing here is I'm just making sure that the compass is lined up in the direction of travel, so that that's the way I'm going to be pointing. If I'm leaving this island here to go to Champlain, so in this case to Champlain from somewhere in the Bustards, so assume we're here, I line up here. Again, I'm not looking at that magnetic needle. It's not really all that important now. This is just playing the role of a protractor. So at this particular time, the number at the top here is going to correspond with, that's my new bearing. So that would be the number that I'm going to use when I'm actually in the field. That is going to be the number that I'm going to use when I'm traveling on off my deck-mounted compass, all right? Or what I might shoot to find a location, all right? Can prove that once again by taking that, putting my compass down here, putting the scent and lining up that same bearing here. It's sitting at 300, and so it's going to work out just fine for me. All right, so I can definitely prove it again.
But if the fog comes in, or it's at night, or you need to shoot some bearings, we talk about plotting all the bearings that you might need to cross plus 10 more, just getting out to that route. And then that will prep that, because you might not take that same route back, you might have to go around a different way. And so in this book, which is actually
good,
I'm just
it's one of the most simple ones, and it's great.
This book is really good, and the best part is the picture at the back. I'll pass it around because he just looks like a great pirate. So the Lee Moyer, look at him there. Anyways, this whole book, what's great about it is he hardly has really any science. It's all just really cool pictures, and his whole idea around it is that you prep your chart and you put every single bearing, every single distance, including back bearings, because when you're out there, you don't need to think at all. So this is a really good book, and I've kind of used this as my model for level 2. Level 3 gets really scientific, but level 2, teach to this book right here. So it's got a good photo right there. So, are there any questions?
So that's your navigation
I like how it's got the
That's my
Algonquin
navigation
College
talk.
written on the top.
All full of the foam and shit, and all the buildings pop up around him, and
That's got to meet him in person in one of his talks and stuff.
yeah,
That's really weird. He was grumpy, the old guy.
He was an orderly old man. He was grumpy.
They should watch you outside.
In person.